All right, well, I got it as best I could. I get what's called gang stalking. So the government agents follow me, and I have a whole website. That's why they do it. And one of the things they started to do to let me know, whispering at me and stuff. So when those two over there were just like standing there just to let me see their lips pucker, and I was like, oh shit, it scares the crap out of me. I don't know what they're doing because it's all secretive, you know, what they're doing.
Thank you.
But they call it, one of my friends call it counter surveillance. So they got real people that would go out and follow people who are under investigation or some type of harassment.
He's taking his picture.
Yeah.
He's taking his picture.
You
see that? He's taking his picture.
They were doing it.
I was smash his phone.
There's the Mark guy over there whistling. Hey. Even the Mark guys do it in Amtrak. They know, they planned it all out. Yeah, that's sure what we're doing, the gang stalking. And that Mark guy, because it's government employees, I've already got police doing it. Now, if you can't hear it in this one, that guy over there was doing it. But you might need to amplify it. Something. I've had cops do it. They got the Starbucks I go to doing it.
Ask if this guy takes us to the hotel. I mean, to the casino.
ObamasWeapon.com. Todd Giffen here. I hope in the video you can see my pucker lips. Deliberately puckering, standing, possibly filming, or taking a couple of pics. The male and the woman. And then the Mark guy actually was whistling. And I felt like I was getting watched when I got on the Mark thing. Like, they looked right at me, the staff, and they checked my ticket and everything. They like, and then they went down, checked our tickets, and walked by, and then came back, and he's just staring right at me, like a deliberate stare right at me.
Huh?
Like he knows me or something.
I'm out.
Something on his mind.
You can't see because it's colder.
Yeah.
These people, this gentleman with the phone is an agent, and he was here when we got here trying to follow Todd. And I have the feeling to go rip his phone and throw it and crush it, but I'm not going to because I don't want to go to jail. But it has caused Todd to be very, very nervous and having distress signals within his brain system because he feels the pressure inside of his system. And it's wrong, and it's indignant, and Obama, you suck.
Whoever those...
Don't look at that.
Who are those people over there, man?
So, what's your first name? Michelle? Danny.
Are they related to somebody that might know exactly who I am, man?
That's the issue. That's my phone.
Oh, it is your phone.
Yeah. I have an alert system on my phone because I have a leak job.
I get this every single day. If you were to come with me all day long, you would hear what I hear and see what I see to a degree if they wanted to let you know and they want me to get the footage. It's a government-funded force and they want me to get the footage. But what can I do with it if I'm a poor bitch and all the lawyers are pieces of shit and the judges are pieces of shit? and I can't go to them.
You waiting for the silver
I've
line?
tried to go to these people,
Is it going to be here?
and I'm denied due process, and the lawyers all want paid huge sums of money on an hourly basis to do this type of work. I'm not saying I showed them this type of recording material, but I've emailed lawyers, I've done letters, I've talked to a few. One guy, $100,000 to do a case like this.
And it's an all-day pass?
$100,000 up front. Ow. And in America, we don't have free lawyers like, say, in Italy. You get free lawyer for litigation, free expert witnesses and doctors and stuff. And it's your right as a poor person to have that, to help you, so you are not so poor and desolate that when you get violated, you can possibly get some help. And I don't know how efficient it is, but I researched it. There's probably other countries, Europe, they have a system where they like to take care of the poor a little better, so everyone grows up healthier, you know, whereas work benefits to schools that are far superior, prisons that are better, healthcare has been universal forever, and all sorts of stuff. And they got the right to dignity there. And it goes back to President Roosevelt, especially because he had the idea around the World War II era to create economic rights, and he sent his aid to other countries to rebuild after World War II, and they all have this installed in their constitution. Asia has it, all these countries got it. Everyone had the brilliant idea in Europe to do these things. Here in America, Roosevelt died before it could be implemented, and his aides weren't here to come and fight for it after his death. And this is documented. People have done the research. There's a Bill of Rights 2 article on Wikipedia. Michael Moore documented this in his movie, I think Capitalism, a Love Story. It's real. Why does America suck so bad? Because you don't have the rights to go into court and sue when something happens to you that's wrong. And in their countries, they can do those things. They have stronger rights. So they have that power, that leverage to shove it down rich people's throats, corporations' throats, police who abuse people. And so they create a vastly different system in their country. And that's just my opinion. I've looked at it. I think that's the difference that I see that Michael Moore backs up. I've seen his movies. I'm a really big fan of those movies. I've always felt this way. It's not unique to Michael Moore to research this stuff. And people will go on the internet. There's a lot of material about this from other sources for a long time. And it's the truth, I guess. If you go to Europe, you'll live a little nicer. No matter what level you're at, you'll have a higher IQ. That's proven. People in America have got lower IQs, especially the ones in poverty. If the poverty causes the low IQ, the educational system isn't as robust. There's too much out of pocket shit. You're expecting people in America to pay out of pocket for everything. And most people can't do it, so they go without. Healthcare, education, tutors, whatever. Clothing, food, housing. But in Europe, that's like basic needs stuff, where they just give it to you. They've got expansive social housing programs, and 3-star meals in school at some of these places, a lot of them, I don't know. Compared to all the highly processed food here in America. It's not all for profit in Europe. You get a lot of paid vacations, 5 weeks of paid vacation, plus holiday paid vacation. You're going on all sorts of vacations all the time if you want to. And everyone's like, I can't live without my vacations, even, you know. And so as long as you contribute to society, you got this guaranteed right that you'll have a living wage, basic needs met, enough time to spend to yourself and your family and not be overworked to death. Not here in America, because we don't have this installed in the Constitution. We don't have these strong rights, so we're all stuck. We're trying to fight the rich people and overcome them, and we can't do it. A lot of us, we just, our prisons, we're just ending up in prison. Our terrible prisons, where we're getting shanked, deprived, drugged for profit. They want to destroy our brains with mind control, and that's per Reagan. President Reagan said, "I want to deploy mind control in prisons," and he was governor in California, and that's an MK Ultra thing. They were all big on mind control, all the presidents, going back in our history. And Reagan, he called the type of mind control he wanted chemical lobotomy. That's all that fucking drug shit they're using so much all over our country now. So all that's like Zyprexa and Abilify and Haldol and fucking Effexor, they're just tranquilizing people's brains. The way those drugs work knocks out 80% of nerve signals and nerve activity. So what you're left with, memories erased, emotions erased, all sorts of shit, side effects, brain damage. And this is proven. I got affidavits by doctors on this who have studied this. This is the real science underneath it all that the drug companies don't go out and say, the goddamn government and FDA covers up. That all these drugs do is kill, cause loss of life. Like, you die young, you get all these sicknesses, you don't function, you become permanently disabled for life. And that's what Reagan wanted. That's what our president seemed to want. That's what our Congress seems to want. Our FDA and our officials and our cops. Because when you go around this society, you're put into prison because you're poor and you can't defend yourself, you can't afford the right doctors and the right attorneys and due process. You'll be denied due process in court, even in a criminal case. You won't get representation. And then there's articles on that. 95% of cases don't go to trial because denied money to fund, and the lawyers are all taught just get them a plea bargain. And that saves the state a lot of money because you just get to go right to locking people up without even proving they're guilty. And a lot of innocent people are in jail because they risk the main thing is just poor defense and whatnot. There's nothing you can do. There's no investigations before you go to jail or nothing. Before you plead guilty, no. You don't get a basic investigation in this country. Unless you're a rich person, you might get something. So they throw everyone away who's getting, screwed over in America, falls through the cracks. There's a lot of shit. A lot of fucking shit. So they've got the rich people have a system where you say, everyone's expendable. Throw every poor bitch away, or anybody who's not one of us away. Just put them in prison, give them one of these chemical lobotomizers, and, that's their life. It doesn't matter to them how long you sit in a fucking prison cell and die, deprive, and go insane. It doesn't matter to them. We've got... I don't think they have solitary confinement in a lot of Europe, but they do here. I've seen judges say, I will not extradite this guy from our country to yours because you torture the fuck out of people in your prisons. And it's documented that prisoners, there's less of them in Europe, and they're way happier and doing way more and less restricted because they got that right to dignity. So they get the right to stay alive and not get killed while they're in prison. Well, in our country, we got all these documentaries on all the sick things happen to people in prison. All the people on Facebook, when someone's about to get arrested or something, holy shit, these are the guys who are whistling. 32201. That was their license plate. They went in that blue car. I don't know who the fuck that was. And I'm so tired of it because I know this whole government's set up so that the poorest people get fucked. And it's not because we're poor. We could have a high intelligence level. We could have so much to offer. And we're born on this fucking earth and we don't get to live. We don't get to walk the earth with freedom. We don't have that right to education. You see all those Republicans sitting there saying, well, we got to have burger flippers. Why would we want to send everyone to college? Well, because sending people to college boosts their intelligence and makes their kids smarter and improves their whole fucking family's life, and all of society improves. All these homeless people, you got to give them services. But all this shit where we got all these ghettos and homeless and busted up parts of society just go away. The government makes these busted up parts of society. It's a prison for everyone's mind. So even if they're not in prison, are getting chemical lobotomizers. They're still getting fucked in the prison planet. Prison in the United States. Out in the streets. They're fully in prison. They got Homeland Security come and bust you up, whatever you do. The military is there in every state. NSA is in every state. Controlling the whole fucking population. And they've got all these weapons they've built to control us. If they wanted to, they could program their fucking electronic warfare to scan every American citizen, take all their fucking guns, because they know the location. They've got built wood-penetrating scanners in space, and car-penetrating and body scanners, so they can see where all the guns are, and they can identify who's the poor ones, and the system will just annihilate each person by bombarding them with radiation. Their system, precisely hitting just them. Each and every person will be dead who's poor. They've got that capability. And it's there. And the poor people who aren't one of these elite fuckers are the ones who are targets of it. That's what my site's about, obamasweapon.com. It's his weapon. He fucking owns it. He's the bitch ordering the strikes. He's the bitch giving them the power to keep doing this. Giving them an immunity so nobody goes to jail for being a part of his regime or Bush's regime or the next president's regime. And each president wants to be president, so they get the power too. They get to rule the roost for a while. And they're all using it secretly. I mean, I've sent some warnings to like Trump. I just tried to get some publicity, you know, like on Twitter and shit. And I went to Trump's people, and he said they already knew about it. Or she said, the one who was establishing and running the Virginia system, she was the, I talked to the head person myself. They already know there's this surveillance going on all over the place. You don't hear them talking about it. And the elite get to use it. It's not just the president, you know, it trickles down. All the local people get it. All the wealthy people know what's going on secretly. Including doofuses like Trump. Oh, I can't confirm any specifics, but it's something that everything's a lie that's told to the public, and all the documents are fabrications and parallel construction. So all the real shit's hidden. Who knows what's going on and what's being used and what type of weapons and surveillance are deployed. This is what William Benny said. It's what Russell Tate said. It's all the fucking lie. It's all a lie. Everything the public's told. That's what Dr. Robert thinks. That's what all my friends say. I've researched the most expert shit. This is the reality of our planet. And nobody fucking knows. Except for the ones doing it. And the few handful of whistleblowers. You got millions and millions of people taking part in this and know about it. The rest of the population doesn't know shit. And there's just a couple of whistleblowers who come forward out of all of these populations, all these millions, to say a thing. Because everyone else is like, I'm going to profit off this shit. I'm going to be secure. And I'm going to keep these fucking secrets until I die, no matter how much we fucking kill and torture and hurt people. And spy on people. And do different things. And that's what the surveillance system's only for. They can cover up any government crime that they want to do. Any military crime. Any law enforcement or state crime. They've got this. It's a fucking weapon to use. They've got it all. What you hear on my website. They perfected it. Billions of dollars have been spent over a long period of time